Sean Lusk of Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. I've got another classic mechanical broadhead to test here today. It's the NAP Spitfire, 125 grain. Thanks to a buddy of mine, David Rodriguez, who donated a pack of these, I'm able to put them to the test using all of my regimen for 2022. And for a detailed description about that test and each of the tests that I do in this regimen, you can read about it in the description right below the video. But I've used this head in the field a number of times. It's been around forever. It's taken a lot of animals down. So I've long wanted to test it. Really appreciate Dave sending me a pack of these and really eager to see how they perform. So let's zoom on in here and go through some of the design features and specifications, and then I'm going to be testing it out, and I'm going to be using my Bowtech CP28 set at 72 pounds. I'm using a Bishop FOC King arrows for most of the shots. For the really hard impact shots, I'll be using the Bishop Fad Eliminator. Let's see how this NAP Spitfire performs. Here's a good look at the Spitfire, and this is just a classic front deploying mechanical broadhead that's been around for a long time. It's got an aluminum ferrule, and notice the ferrule has these micro grooves in it, and that's designed to give a greater stability in flight, greater accuracy, because like a golf ball, as it rotates, it carries the air around with it and keeps it from planing as much. That's its claim. It's got a hardened steel tip, and the blades are open up to a cutting diameter of 1.5 inches. So you've got 3 blades at the 1.5 inch cut. That's a nice size cut overall, and you can see they're quite swept back too to aid in penetration there. By my measurements, they're 0.030 inches thick, and they stay closed by this spring clip system. So they're quite secure in flight. They're not super easy to open. I mean, it takes a bit of force to open, but they're kind of angled back to help it open on impact a little bit better. But it is very secure in flight. Now, they're also offset blades, which, if I can show you here, you can see the offset blades in the closed position there. That's going to aid a bit in flight because it creates a bit more rotation and going to help them be a little bit more forgiving in flight. And then as they're open and penetrating, it's also going to create a nice wound channel, and it may even cause some rotation within the medium due to those offset blades. So I'm really eager to put these heads to the test and see how they perform. $200. It penetrated 5 3/4 inches. And here's the entrance hole. I want to show you the blades don't open on impact in an over-the-top deploying head like this. The entrance cut is the size of the blades in the closed position. 300. It penetrated through 48 layers. Here's the head after 3 shots through the MDF, and it held together really well. The only damage is that one of the blades bent a bit. You can see it kind of curved to the side, but it was just that one blade that bent. So here's the head after 3 shots through the MDF, which it did fairly well through the MDF. But then on the first shot into the steel plate, it broke 2 of the blades. 2 of them just got sheared, kind of twisted. This one got a little twisted off. This one's still in place. There was one piece that I could find. It bounced off a few walls, and I could hear it kind of bouncing around the room. I was glad it didn't hit me. But it's not going to go on to the concrete round because it only made it through 1 shot in the steel plate instead of 2 anyway. And with that kind of breakage, I just don't want to risk any more damage to myself in shooting it into the concrete. And heads have to earn the right to make it into the concrete by staying intact through the steel plate as well as the MDF. But overall, again, it did well through the MDF. Here's the steel plate, and you can see that one of the blades is stuck in the steel plate. The other one you can see just broke off and flew throughout the room somewhere. And then the other one did cut through the steel plate. So what did you think of the Spitfire? Hey, you know, this head has been around, like I said, for a long time, and it certainly has some really good strengths to it. Love the offset blades, and love the way they're pretty sharp out of the package. Love the way it flies. But, you know, there's also some weaknesses to it. I'm not a big fan of front deploying broadheads because I want to get at least one big hole, okay? If I don't get a pass-through, I want that first hole to be a good one. And rear deploying heads typically stack the odds in my favor of getting that big hole if I'm just going to get one. But you look through the score sheet and you see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most and see if this Spitfire might be a good fit for you.